Namaste. Welcome. My name is Krista Kubik, and I'm here with you today for another express practice. Today, primarily focusing on our hips and our hamstrings. So we're going to get really open up and bring some freedom into those parts of our bodies, which a lot of us tend to hold some tension in there, and that tension gets trapped in our tissues. So this is a way to just quickly, when you're short on time, get a little movement through the body. Let's keep the intention of just keeping the practice simple and clean, so not moving beyond any appropriate edges. You will need a strap today, so either a yoga strap or a belt will do just fine. A set of yoga blocks would be helpful, especially if your hamstrings tend to be tight. If you don't have blocks, you can simply use 2 cans. So thank you. Since it's express practice, since this is an express practice, we're just going to go ahead and get started. We are going to start on our backs in Shavasana. So go ahead, lie down on your back, and just make yourself comfortable. Please have your strap close by, all the way down to the back. Turn your palms up, walk your feet down, walk your shoulders down from your ears. Let your toes spill out, natural curl come into the fingers. Just take a moment to arrive, noticing what you notice here. No need to add to the story, no need to push anything away. Just simply noticing. Notice how you feel in your body. Really presence yourself as you allow this practice to move through you today. Connecting with your own body wisdom, intelligence, that natural intelligence within you. And start to trust that intelligence and begin to trust life. Draw your next inhale in deeply through your breath. Really expand. See if you can generate more prana just through the breath. And as you exhale, discharge, relax completely. Let out any sense of tension and you're holding in the body, in the mind, or in the emotional state of being. Inhale again fully. Exhale out, completely cleansing and clearing, creating a pathway just for simplicity. Journey to the self, through the self. Inhale deeply. And this last exhale here. Push down a little more into your left heel. Draw the right knee into the chest. Hold around your right shin. Flex both your feet. Pull the toes back. Lift the nose towards the knee. Carve out the upper back here. Squeeze the belly to the spine. Give yourself this nice stretch. Ekapada, Apanasana. Good, one more breath. Keep reaching through this inseam of that left leg. Keep that there. And lower your chest back down. Find your yoga strap. Place it around the ball of your right foot. Straighten that right leg up towards the sky. See if you can get the heel right over the sit bone. And start to wrap your outer right hip towards the left heel. Pull the toes towards the back of the room. Drop the tops of the arm bones into the shoulder socket here. So we're not reaching. Tone the belly and pull the frontal hip bones up towards the navel as you reach through that left heel. Take both straps into the right hand. Place your left hand on the top of that left hip bone and open your right leg out to the right side. Turn the right heel up. Pull the toes back. Make sure that left hip bone stays rooted down to your yoga mat, that we're not lifting it up. If you're lifting it up, you've gone a little bit too far. Again, keep the breath as your practice. Maybe start to clarify an intention for this practice today. Bring your right leg back to the center and bend the right knee. Good. Release the strap. Take the right foot forward. Bring the left knee into the chest, hold the left shin, reach out through the right heel, plug the navel to the spine, and curl up, nose towards knee. Good, spread the back ribs. Take another breath, seal the belly to the spine, and lower the back down, strap the left foot up, And straighten the left leg. As we start to clarify our intention, really kind of diving into what matters most, it's a nice way to work through your yoga practice. Stream through the inseam of that right leg. That right leg is strong. The top of the right thigh is pressing down like a Tadasana leg. And outer left hip starts to roll towards the inner right thigh or inner right ankle. Again, drop the tops of the arm bones, the humerus bones, into the shoulder socket. Plug the belly in. Put both straps into that left hand. Seal down your right hip bone as you open that left leg out to the side. Turn the left heel up, feel that left inner thigh spiraling up. See that your right toes are still pushing up. Maybe you even press down into that right heel, really strengthening that right leg to help assist the opening on the left side. And then inhale, bring that left leg back up to the sky. Bend the left knee, release the strap. You can go ahead and place your strap to the side. Hug both knees into the chest. Curl up, nose towards knees. Take your hands behind your knees. Rock a few times back and forth. That's it. And we're going to roll ourselves all the way up to a standing forward fold at the top of the mat. Uttanasana. Spread your toes nice and wide. Let the crown of the head hang down. Rock a little to the front edge of the heels, a little to the back edge of the heels. Again, we're waking up through the backs of those legs, but please keep your knees bent as much as you need to here. Can you start to feel the sacrum bones widen? The last breath, relax any tension from the shoulders, from the neck. Maybe even curl the chin up towards the chest just a little. Good, and inhale here, come halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Stretch the crown of the head away from the tailbone. Press the feet down, lift up through the inner thighs, inner arches of the feet. Exhale, fold forward. Keep the lift of that low belly. One more time, inhale, come halfway up. Lengthen out, grow the torso long. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Pick up your belly. Exhale, fold forward. Spin the inner thighs to the back of the room. Take your hands to your hip bones. Come into a relatively flat back. Pull the elbows towards the back of the room and come up to standing nice and slow. Beautiful. Circle your arms all the way up. Press down evenly into both feet. Reach out through the fingertips. Draw the front ribs in. Lift the front of the pelvis up till you feel that tailbone start to lengthen down. And now soften the trapezius muscles, tops the shoulders down from the ears. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, everybody. Hinge at your hips, fold forward. Take a nice healthy inhale here, halfway up, lengthen it out. Exhale, fold forward. Ground your hands, bend your knees, step back, downward facing dog. Spread your fingers wide, wrist crease are parallel to the front of the mat. Wrap the triceps underneath, the biceps forward. Let your ears rest comfortably between the arms. Draw the rib cage up into the body. Feel the back ribs spread. Lift the navel to the spine and the sit bones to the sky, to your sky. Roll the inner thighs towards the back of the room so that your feet are hip bone distance apart. Lift up the tops of the thigh bones. Feel the backs of the legs stretch. With one more breath here, downward facing dog. Bring your big toes to touch the inner borders of the toes. Bring the right leg up to the sky. Spin the right inner thigh up. Look up between your hands. Step that right foot through. Let's come into a high lunge here. Feel free to place your hands on yoga blocks if you'd like, or come up to the fingertips. Just take a nice high lunge. Squeeze the hips down. Wrap the right inner thigh under. Press out through that left heel. Right knee lands right over the ankle. Inhale here. As you exhale, lift the hips, straighten the legs, spiral the inner thighs towards the back of the room. Inhale, forward lunge, press out through the heel and down through that right heel. Lift up through the pelvic floor into the low belly as the hips lift and you straighten both legs. Good, one more time. Root down into the center of that right heel, press out through the left, lengthen the spine, shoulders from the ears. And on that exhale, stretch those hamstrings. Lift the pelvic floor up into the low belly. Spiral the inner thighs. Beautiful. Bend back into the lunge. Take a step back here to downward facing dog. Sit bones to the sky. Inner thighs wrap back. Arm bones wrap. Press down into the ball of the right foot. Left leg floats up. Now use the inner thigh. Reach to the left heel. plug the right hip in. Look up between your hands and step through. Stay with that right knee lifted unless you're modifying. And tailbone lengthens back towards the right heel. Chest reaches forward, shoulders move down the back. Squeeze the hips down, but firm the outer left hip in. And then on an inhale, pelvic floor lift, hips lift. Right inner thigh spirals back, left inner thigh spirals back. Inhale, lunge, reach forward and back in opposite directions. But both can be true at the same time. Good, lift up the belly, fold forward. And inhale. Last one. Exhale completely. Come back into your lunge, ground your hands, step back, downward facing dog. Good work. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Take baby steps, since we're working on those hamstrings today, baby steps back up to your wrists. Inhale and lengthen out. Roll more to the front edge of the heels. Pick up your belly, exhale and fold forward. Ground down through the feet, take an inhale, circle arms all the way up to the sky. Urdhva Hastasana, work for that nice long line. Now firm into the midline of your body. Exhale and bring the hands to the heart. Surya Namaskar A, we're going to do 2 rounds. Push down through your feet, inhale and circle up through the arms. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Little more warming up. Inhale halfway up, keep the chest reaching forward, bend the knees, plant the palms, step back to plank pose. Reach out through the heels, overshoot your wrists, plug the elbows in, they hug the whole way down, lower chaturanga. You lower your body all the way down to the floor, release the toes. Take the arms behind you, right thumb on top, squeeze the elbows, push down through the feet, shins, kneecaps lift, inhale, peel that chest up, broaden the collarbones. Exhale, lower down. Hands next to the low ribs, elbows squeeze in, press up to plank, and exhale, return to your downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. Pay attention to your breath. Notice if you start to stall out or start to push the pace. So if you can just stay present here, the simplicity of downward facing dog, working for equanimity, focusing on the breath. Lift your heels high. Bend your knees deep, and on your exhale, step all the way up between your hands or float. Halfway up, inhale, exhale, and fold. Ground down through the feet, start at the feet, inhale, rising, pressing the feet down, getting lighter, lighter, lighter as you rise. Front of the hip bones lift. Exhale, bring the hands right back to heart center. Good, here we go again, round 2. Take an inhale, sweep up through the arms. Exhale, hinge at your hips, and fold forward. Take a nice deep inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward. Ground your hands, bend your knees, step back plank. Overshoot your wrists with your shoulders and hug elbows in all the way down, nice and strong, chaturanga. Bring your whole self down to the earth, release the toes. Press into the feet, roll the pinky toes down, take the arms behind you, this time left thumb on top, interlace. Squeeze the elbows. Inhale as you lengthen the knuckles back through the heels, peel the chest up. Feel the shoulder blades press into the back. Good, keep the neck long. And exhale, lower down. Hands next to the low set of ribs, elbows plug, toes tuck. We press one long line straight up to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Just notice how that felt in your body. Keep it simple, uncomplicated. Again, noticing where you push the pace, noticing where you stall out. 1 more breath. Beautiful. Bring the borders now of those big toes to touch as you inhale. Lift both heels high. Exhale, bend the knees deep. Look up beyond your hands. Hop or step up to the top of your mat. Take an inhale, lengthen out. Exhale and fold forward. Root down through those feet. Inhale, sweep up through the arms. And exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Let's feel just a little more heat through Surya Namaskar B. Bring the borders of the big toes to touch. Keep the heels, a little sliver of space between the heels. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, sit down into the chair. Utkatasana, chair pose. Roll down through the inner thighs. Drop the butt. Take a little more weight through the heels and lengthen through those side ribs. Can you draw the front ribs into the body? Recruit a little more length in the back ribs. Exhale, hinge over your hips and fold forward. Lengthen out as you inhale. Keep the chest reaching forward. Bend the knees, plant the palms. Step it back to plank. Chaturanga on the exhale. This time flip the toes over. Inhale, straighten the arms. Press the shoulder blades into the back, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot steps up to the right thumb. Left foot steps over. Squeeze your right hip towards the back of the room. And then take an inhale. Bring the arms up into Virabhadrasana 1. Front of the pelvis lifts. Inner left knee lifts. Left hip bone wraps forward. Exhale. Take the hands down. Left heel up. Step back plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Good. Flip the toes over. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Spin the left inner thigh. Look through the hands. Exhale, step through. Right foot steps over. Lower it down. Keep that right inner knee lifted. Right shin wraps forward. Right hip bone, right rib cage, right shoulder. Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, take the hands down. Back heel lift, step back to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Flip the toes over. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Take one more cycle of breath here. And drop to the knees. Come on down to your forearms. Take your shoulders over your wrists. Spread your fingers wide. Start to feel like you can squeeze your inner elbows together, rolling the inner wrists down. Draw the navel to the spine. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips up. Come into dolphin pose. Walk the feet in. Resist the crown away from the earth by pressing down into the forearms. Feel a little space come between the shoulder blades. Soften the neck. Roll the upper inner thighs to the back of the rib. Take 3 breaths. Dolphin pose. Build a little shoulder strength. Again, and opening up through the backs of the legs. Good, last breath. And drop down to the knees. And return to downward facing dog. Maybe you feel a little more lightness in the shoulders now. Downward facing dog. On an inhalation here, we're going to sweep the right leg up to the sky, spin right inner thigh up, look up between the hands, come back into Virabhadrasana 1. Left foot over, inhale, rise, Virabhadrasana 1. Pull the front of that pelvis up. Good, exhale, bring the hands to the heart center, coming into warrior 2. Heel toe, right foot over to the left. Turn the whole torso to the left. Push out through that left heel as you open up into warrior 2. Sink the left side of the body down. Lift that right frontal hip point up. Spin the left ribs. Turn your right palm up here. Exhale and reverse your warrior. Let that right knee fall towards the right pinky toe. You can keep the right ribs open. Now straighten that right leg and pull the right hip crease to the back of the room. Reach the right arm forward. Keep pulling the right hip crease back. And lower that right hand down to the shin or to the block. And start to stack the shoulders. Left arm comes up to the sky. Press the sit bones into the body. Lengthen the right side ribs to the right armpit. Roll that heart open to the sky. Keep rooting down underneath that right big toe mound. Can you lengthen your tailbone back towards the left heel, left pinky toe, pressing down, arch of the left foot lifted. Inhale, rise back up into Virabhadrasana 2. And then exhale, circle your hands to the earth, right, left. Lift up that back heel, step back to a plank. You can leave that back leg lifted if you'd like a little more. Lower chaturanga, flip over the toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale here, left leg floats up, left inner thigh to the sky. We look forward, step through. Right foot over just a little, widen your stance here, and then take an inhale. Come on up into Virabhadrasana 1. Again, keep that right inner knee lifted, right pinky toe pressing down as you lower the hips down and scoop the tailbone towards that front heel. Get the whole right side wrapping forward. Hands come to the heart center. As we open up into Warrior Two, you heel toe that left foot over. Turn your torso to the right and open up into Virabhadrasana 2. Turn that left palm up, exhale, reverse your warrior. Sink the right side of the body down, left knee towards left pinky toe. Go ahead and straighten that left leg now, hinging that left hip crease back. Reach the left arm forward and come into Trikonasana. Left hand to the earth, right arm to the sky. Can you press the shoulder blades here again into the back, lengthen the left side ribs towards the left armpit. Spiral right inner thigh back. Really open up, Trikonasana. One more breath. Spread across the collarbones. Inhale, come up to Warrior Two. Pick up your left toes, turn them forward. Bring your arms up overhead. Interlace your hands here. Turn your palms to face the ceiling. Squeeze the biceps in. Toes out, heels in, and exhale, squat down. Take this nice deep goddess squat. Pull your knees back to the pinky toes. Sink down, pull the front ribs in, drop the shoulders from the back. Good, give it one more breath. Switch the interlace of your hands. Press up through the base with that index finger. One more. And then exhale. Take your hands to the earth. Parallel your feet, fold forward. Take your index finger and thumb underneath your big toes on each foot. Press your big toes down into the index finger thumb, into the index finger middle finger, and then start to pull the fingers up into the toes. At the same time, the thumbs are pressing down to the big toenail. Elbows are coming out to the side. Fold forward. Prasarita Padottanasana D. Again, a little more opening into the backs of those legs. That's it. One more breath. And shoulders from the ears. Release your hands down. Please walk towards your left foot and take a vinyasa here. Up dog, cobra. Exhale, down dog. And drop back down to the knees. This time interlace your hands, tucking that pinky finger underneath. Again, elbows are no more than shoulder distance apart. We do not want our elbows splaying out. Press down into the arms, shoulders from the ears, tuck the toes, come back up into your dolphin pose. Walk the toes in. Good. Strong dolphin pose. Backs of the legs releasing. Belly toning. Long torso. One more breath. And drop to the knees. And return to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Big toe mounds touch borders of the feet. Inhale, sweep that right leg out. Exhale and step that right foot through. Let's take one breath into crescent pose. Both hip bones are pointing forward. Don't be on a tightrope here. Come into crescent pose. Pull the front edge of the pelvis up. Sink the hip bones down. Press out through the left heel. And one more breath. Big inhale here. Crescent pose. Exhale, take your hands to the earth or to blocks. Step your back foot up slightly, turn the heel down, and straighten that right leg. Draw the right hip crease towards the left heel. Pull the chest forward, come into a flat back. A little more grounding weight underneath the right big toe mound. And exhale, fold forward. Nice big hamstring stretch on that right side. Again, if you're dealing with hamstring issues, make sure you put a little bend in your right knee or put your hands up on blocks. Last breath. Inhale, come halfway up. Take your right hand and reach it forward, or maybe even place it on a yoga block. Let's start to float that left leg up to the sky. Turn that left foot out to the left and press out through the left heel. Slowly take that left hand to the left hip bone, coming up into Ardha Chandrasana. Turning torso towards the left arm to the sky. Right hip hugging in, both femur bones drawing up into the pelvis, lengthening your torso, Ardha Chandrasana. Beautiful. Take your left hand down to the earth, turn your left hip bone down, and set your left foot next to your right. And so here's your big pose. Take your index finger and middle finger, wrap it around that big toe. Lean your chest forward. Take your left hand to your left hip. Now keep your chest reaching forward as you slowly pick that left leg up into standing, into Padangusthasana A. Plug the top of the right arm bone into the shoulder. Press down into the left foot and out through the right. Good, one more breath. Inhale here. And bend that right knee. Place the foot down. Circle up through the arms. Great job. Exhale. Hinge at the hips. Fold forward. Lengthen halfway up. Exhale, fold. Clear that right out through a vinyasa if you'd like. Or just move back to your downward facing dog. And exhale over. Left side, inhale. Float the left leg up. Look forward. Step through. Take a nice rise up into crescent pose. Front of the pelvis lifts. We lift up. Good. Press out through the right heel. Sink down through the hips. Exhale, hands to the earth. Back foot steps up a little and then ground that right heel down. Let's try to square off the pelvis here. So drop that right hip bone, pull the left back. Inhale, halfway up. And then exhale, fold forward. Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Release your neck. Give that hamstring a stretch. Can you lift the kneecaps? You want to engage the quadricep here. So when we engage the front of the muscle, we stretch the back. All right, so when you engage the quadricep, you'll be stretching the belly of the hamstring. That's what we're looking here for. Come halfway up again. Lengthen that torso. We need that length for Ardha Chandrasana. Rock that left hand a little forward. Put a bend in that left knee. Float the right leg up. Flex your right foot, so turn the toes to the side. And then just, you can put your hand on a block here if you like. And then just slowly start to turn torso to the right, finding Ardha Chandrasana. Half moon pose. Draw both the femur bones into the pelvis. Press down into that left heel till you feel that left sit bone lift, reaching out through the right. Good, last breath here. Inhale. Take your right hand down. Turn your right hip bone down. We got this little guy here. He won't just stop crawling on my mat. That's the thing of working outside. Put your right foot down next to your left. Good work. We're going to yogi toe lock that left foot now. Yogi's right hand comes to the hip. Good, big pose. Pull that chest forward the entire time. As you lift that leg, that chest keeps reaching forward, rising up. Any modification that you need here, you could use your strap. You don't have to straighten the leg. Good, woo, sometimes I fall out because my hair. Let's get back into that. Good. And finding that Supta Padangusthasana. Good. One more breath. And exhale. Take that foot down. Beautiful. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. And fold. Just come down to the knees. So just take this nice little ending back bend here. Sit up tall in Virasana for a moment, crown of the head over the tail. Take a moment just to feel into the moment, nothing more, nothing less, nothing to do, change, or fix. Just simply allow life to flow through you here. The grace of life, and blessings, just being here in service to yourself here on your yoga mat so that you can remain open and have room in your vessel in order to serve. Come forward, tuck your toes under, take your hands onto your heels. Let's do a little nice back bend here. walk the shoulders up and underneath. So you're going to start to press the chest forward. Hug the belly to the spine, and then slowly start to press your thigh bones forward. Let's come into this nice version of Ustrasana today. Tailbone towards the knees. You can drop the head back if it feels good or not. Let the buttocks flesh slide down towards the knees. I want you to feel your inner thighs like they're rolling back. One more breath. And then exhale. Slowly hug the belly in as you lower down. Take the knees to one side and hips to the other. And swing your legs around. Hips are going to come towards the heels. Come on down to your back. And pause here. Walk the feet to the edges of your yoga mat so they're wide. And sway the knees a little from side to side. Just take a little twist after that back bend. I want to get you a little into the hips here so we keep this practice a little more well-rounded. Great work in opening those hamstrings. Now we'll get into those hips. Heel toe that left foot in towards the center. Cross the right ankle over the left knee and draw the left knee into the chest. Let's take that right arm through. Hold the top of that left shin or the back of your left leg. Flex your feet. And draw the right knee towards the front of your yoga mat. Lean a little over to the left. Let those hips open naturally. And got one more breath. And take your left foot to the earth or stay here and thread the needle. Some of you could take your left foot to the earth and take both hands underneath that right shin and then slowly straighten out that left leg. Just be here in what they call, I don't really like this name of this pose, but I've heard it called dead pigeon. And relax down. Beautiful. Unwind. Bring that left knee back into the chest. Curl in. Go right foot to the floor, left ankle over. And then right knee into the chest. Thread that left arm through the center. Flex the feet. Good. Going down. That's it. And right foot down. Maybe hold underneath your left shin, cradling that left shin here, and straightening the right leg. Again, if this is too much for you, stay in the thread the needle pose. And a journey to the self, right through the self. Just that willingness to look a little deeper. That's the yoga. This series of inquiry, of questions. Getting to know ourselves better. So time to explore and ask those deeper questions. What is my purpose here? And unwind. Bring both the knees into the chest. Curl up into a nice little ball. Rock up to seated. Straighten both your legs. Let's take this finishing pose in Paschimottanasana. We've done a lot of work in those hamstrings today. Draw the belly in, reach up through the back ribs. Exhale, hinge at your hips and fold forward. Pull up through the belly, soften, soften, soften. Roll the inner thighs down. One more breath. Inhale, lift up. Bend your knees, slide your hips towards your heels, and return to your back. We'll take one finishing pose before Shavasana. So let's come into Happy Baby. Pull the knees into the chest. Take the arms to the inseams of the legs, feet to face your sky. Press the feet up into the hands. Use this pose to neutralize your entire being. Your entire back body is on the ground. Deep, full breath. Inhale here. Exhale completely. And bring the soles of your feet together. Your feet to the earth. Your knees pie down. Place a hand on your belly, just a hand on your heart. Let's be here in this express practice today. So please give yourself this final minute just in silence. The tranquility of the breath and the ability to transcend by using the breath. Moment by moment awareness that comes with each breath, that each moment is inevitable. This moment, this moment, this moment. Just take 5 more breaths. Let your body receive this practice today with each breath. Inhale deeply. Fill your entire vessel. Exhale completely. And draw the knees together and into the chest. Walk a little side to side. Roll over onto your right side. Take a moment to pause. Just feel. And slowly come back to seated, sitting up tall. Comfortable seated position. Sitting in your queendom, in your kingdom. Take a deepest inhale, really fill. Deepest exhale and ground. Notice how you can feel light and grounded, that both can be true at the same time. Let's bring the hands to the heart center in gratitude for this practice today and for carving out this time to be on your mat, to just simply explore your own beingness. Deepest, fullest inhale. Feel the heart lift naturally. Lift your chest. Exhale, sealing in this practice today, honoring all that you are becoming. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, this express practice. Om Shanti. Namaste.